Hello everyone, and welcome to Pieces of Me, the latest from developer Emeka Games, who has quickly become one of the more prolific and one of my favorite developers on Steam. Much like Chilla's art, they tend to release these very short, very inexpensive horror experiences that are very dense on scares, but also with a degree of subtlety to them as well. As you might get the impression from in this menu, there's sort of a vague sense of despair to a lot of them, something which I feel like I've never been able to quite pin down, but it's there, and that's not the only way these games are connected. I mean, they've always had little references to each other, suggesting that they're part of one greater whole, and you haven't seen it yet, but I recently recorded a game called Father's Day, which was actually a sequel, a direct sequel, to one I played previously. Now this is actually a spin-off of one I played last year called September 7th, which was, oddly enough, a Christmas-themed horror game that took place in, actually it looks like this very apartment block. But with how vague these connections tend to be, I really don't know how it'll connect. I will say this, that is distinctly a kitty. So, let's get started, because that connection is the only thing I know about this game. A short film, September 7th. Should we watch that first? It's 20 minutes long, so tell you what, I'll link it in the description, and maybe I'll do a reaction video later. It's not really my usual thing, but it may be worth it as a companion to this. Also, pardon the fireworks in the background, please, and let's get started. New game, yes, no. Yes, please. Our parents got divorced when my little sister started 6th grade. She didn't want to leave town with Mom, switch schools, or try to make new friends. She insisted on staying with Dad. I was already out of the house by then, well into my 30s. It's been 3 years since then. She'd visit us during the holidays and always said everything was fine. But after the divorce, Dad started drinking. A lot. We were worried, but she kept saying she was handling it, and that Grandpa was looking after them. Today, I'm heading back to visit her and surprise her. I'll be staying with Grandpa. He's the only one who will know I'm coming. On my way, I got into an accident and ended up spending the night in an abandoned village. Something inexplicable was happening there. It felt like stepping straight into the heart of a nightmare. After finally contacting emergency services, I resumed my journey to my grandfather. Wait, wasn't this another game we played? I can't recall the name of it. But I remember this. There was a kitty at the end there, too. One day later. Grisha. September 30th, 3:04 p.m. Head to your grandfather's apartment. Yes, sir, right here. And, oh no, this may actually be a different apartment block. Although, you know how it is, post-Soviet apartment complexes, they all kind of tend to look the same. Government buildings being what they are and all. I've just come from there. Go to your grandfather's apartment. I love how you just changed the speaker mid-sentence. Well, it is a Russian developer, so of course there's bound to be some wonkiness with the translation. I will say, though, one thing I've always loved about this developer is their ability to craft an immersive world. I mean, look at this. We've got birds on the canopy. We've got grass swaying in between the battered, broken fences. I can hear dogs barking and birds chirping. This is beautiful. I mean, I feel like most games look, at a minimum, pretty good these days. We're really spoiled on it, but Emeka Games has always been on another level with the graphics and sound. I mean, I think the first game I played from them was Summer of '58, and I have been smitten ever since. This place is in pretty rough shape, though. Like, really rough. In the video settings, you can enable or disable visual hints. Okay. Doesn't look too intrusive. Looks like Grandpa's out. I'll check the mailbox because he often hides the keys there. Alright. Oh no, the mailbox would be right here, right? There we go. Hello? There we are. That seems obvious and unsafe. I mean, not quite as bad as under the floor mat, but still. Grandpa forgot to turn off the lights again. And this apartment looks very familiar, then again it would. I mean, I'm sure they're all built more or less the same, but even down to the decorations. The bead/chime things over the doorway. Sorry, I'm just looking around for any demonic-looking dolls. Looks like the cot is all set up for us. Grandpa wrote something. Grisha, my dear grandson, I was waiting for you last night, but I've got work today. I'm so happy you're here. Give me a call. Alright, let's find a phone. Kitty, hi! Oh, it's a little orange kitty. Hello? Baby, hi. Hey, Church. Long time no see, buddy. Oh, listen. I can hear you purring while you snooze. Aw, baby. Oh, look, you are so realistic. Your hair is actually like in a pattern where it looks like you've been pet recently. Oh, look at that. I can see the shadow from the moths or butterflies buzzing around out there. Do not wake. Church's house. That is adorable. Even a little drawing right there. Grandfather, hello. Grisha, hi. Sorry I couldn't be there to meet you. I had to leave for work. It's not a big deal. I had a tough journey and couldn't make it on time. Grisha, you're welcome to stay with me as long as you need. I understand why you don't want to live with your father, but try to see things from his perspective, too. Thanks. I prepared a folding bed for you, just like you asked. Anya used to sleep on it sometimes when she stayed over. See you in the morning. Alright, Grandfather. I'm gonna get some rest. See you. There's so many memories tied to this apartment. I used to sleep over here a lot when I was a kid, and later I'd bring my sister with me. She loved spending weekends with our grandparents, but after Grandma passed away, we stopped coming as often. Now I regret that. Okay, let's turn on the record player and have a look around. Oh, we don't have a dedicated pet church button? 5 seconds in, I'd already do anything for you. Look at that retro game console. This is Grandpa's house. I drew a map for you. When Anya was a child, she drew this map for me. 1 out of 3. And if we really are the protagonist of that other game, then we just cannot catch a break, huh? But then again, Emika Games has crafted a world where stuff like this is just out there, huh? love this though. I mean, with the light coming in, it's got the vibe of a modest but comfy place, and one that's got some positive memories attached to it. These are all nice. Oh, look at that. You've got a collection of all the figurines of villains from these games. Including the one that I expected to see if I just looked around enough. That is so cool. I just love all the little references between these things. They're like little rewards for people who played them. I understand that years ago there was kind of a controversy with this developer where people would buy these games, finish them in under 2 hours, and then refund them, and that is just really not cool. Like, I'm a big supporter of the refund feature, but sometimes I think that the parameters should really depend on the game. Youth Glamour. 2009. Go to the kitchen. I'm trying. I can hear a neighbor stomping around upstairs, and I can hear fireworks outside. It's after the 4th of July. What do you have to celebrate? Turn on the electric kettle. Nope. Open up. Let's see what's around. Looks like there's a whole pizza in English here. Keta. Is this cat food? Okay, maybe I shouldn't see if I can have the rest of this. Can you close it though? Thank you. Is there a cat bowl here? Yes, of course. There you are. I knew that would wake you up. Eat up, buddy. Is this just comfy apartment living simulator so far? Because if the whole game were this, I gotta say, I could really use this right now. Okay, let's put the kettle on. Oh god, did I really just say that in the wake of 4th of July? I could take a shower. Sounds good. That house in the village. I still can't get it out of my head, especially when it sounds like someone's rummaging around the apartment. Hang on. You always check the place they want you to check last. Church, you doing okay over there? Oh, look at you, still listening to your music. Yeah, I can hear you purring away. Things are already starting to take a turn. Is it possible that I brought something with me from that town? This note wasn't here before. Don't go toward the garages. Take the path through the woods. Like the map my sister drew. Okay, perhaps I'll take your advice. Someone's calling. Is there another phone in here, or is the only one in the living room? Okay, it's the kitty index. As long as the kitty's okay, everything's okay. Grisha, Your father called and told me that Anya is missing. Yesterday, while he was at work, she left a note saying she'd spend the night at a friend's place. But now it's the next day, and there's still no sign of her. Your father called all her friends, but no one has seen her. What? We can't waste time. We need to find her now. Did you call the police? The police refused to take a report. They said it's because she left home willingly and told us to return in the morning if she doesn't come back. How is that even possible? They should be out there looking for her right now. Grisha, please calm down. Grandpa, can you tell me where the key to the cabinet is? It's in the drawer. Why are you asking? There's something I left there. Grandpa, I've got to go. See you tomorrow morning. When Anya was born, I was 20. It felt like we were from different worlds. I was already living my adult life, and she was just taking her first steps. But still, she always stayed close to me. Okay, check the glass cabinet. Right here. Said it was in the drawer. The key is in the back, but I'm still hearing more rummaging. It's kind of tough to say if that's in the apartment or up above. Well, once again, everything seems okay for the moment. But are our sister missing? I was about to speculate that maybe she came to see us, if that's the note that she left. But now I'm not so sure. Grandpa had a gun here, but it's not there anymore. What do you need a gun for? There's our flashlight. Up ahead, you'll see a dense forest. That's the old school. Our secret place. Where are you? What happened to you? Alright, Church, you stay here, alright? We're gonna have to go see where she's trying to lead us. Take the backpack and find my old audio player in the kitchen. Looks like we're heading out sooner than we thought. At least we got to have some tea and a shower. Oh wait, we haven't had our tea yet. Hope it hasn't gone cold. We get the achievement, Indian tea. Alright, where's our audio player? Right here. Our old pony Walkman. It's getting late. Time to head out. I guess the comforting part is over. Go to school. And like a kitty, we can press shift to run. Have I mentioned these games have good soundtrack as well? Okay. So we need to follow the road out and to the right and down the school. You said don't go to the garages. Go through the woods. abandoned school just through the woods. Our secret hideaway. Hello. Anyone who's played these games is familiar with this little doll. It's kind of a series mascot among many at this point. So much happened in this school. I spent 5th through 9th grade here. Then, because of low enrollment and budget cuts, they shut it down and transferred everyone to other schools. Officially, it was to save money. But the truth is, something really disturbing was going on here. And you already know that. This feels like it was left for us. So not only is it an abandoned school, it's one we attended. That adds a whole other level to the feeling of coming back and fulfilling some, I guess, old unfinished business. Could I only read Russian, this would be a very different situation. Let's have a look at all that's around. Everything looks fairly normal on the inside from a peek. Can I turn on my light? Can't get into the school from here. I need to find another way. You know, this isn't the first time I've explored an abandoned school in one of your games. Which has me kind of concerned that there's even more overlap than I think. That it's gonna reference more than just September 7th, which we've already seen. Okay then. Well, this is the first step in any urban exploration, is to find your entrance. I swear I heard footsteps off to the side of me. There doesn't seem to be anything here. I'm looking upward to see if there's an open window or something. Perhaps we can break some of these boards down? I saw a crate inside the school. Grab it. I can use it to climb through the window. Ah. See, at first I didn't even think of it because, well, you know, rules is rules. You don't want to break stuff. But it seems like you've got a similar sensibility to you. I can climb through the window. I'm also not alone here. I thought that this interactable was just the door, but it looks like there's something attached to it. X is over everyone, but circles over two. Almost feels like a hit list. One that's almost complete. Okay, now we can use our flashlight. There's not much time. I need to look around quickly. Maybe I'll find some clue about my sister. Oh, look at all this clutter. Old maps folded over a desk. It's all the nuances and subtleties of exploring abandoned places that this developer always tends to get right, and I've always loved it. If this spells something out, I couldn't tell. Somebody's definitely in here with me, that much is for sure. There's a little courtyard out here that contains what looks like a playground. And some very unsettling graffiti. Hang on, I'm gonna see if I can turn off this motion blur. We can. It's making me a little bit dizzy. It's a little bit less smooth without it, though. Oh, well, we can deal with it. The air reeks of vagrants. Why are teenagers so drawn to places like this? That's a lot of used needles. Watch your step. And also watch where you place your hand. I've come across used syringes on windowsills, and that is just awful. There's a note here. This is Anya's handwriting. July 15th, I think. That summer, you had just moved here. I remember sitting outside my building with my best friend, a girl, when you walked by. We decided to joke around, thinking you would just keep walking, but you stopped. After that, you started coming here every day. We would stand in the entrance for hours just talking. You told me that you and your parents were planning to move to our neighborhood, and I remember how, little by little, I started waiting for you to show up. Use your wings, love. You never leave my mind. Laughter. And breathing. Is there somebody down there? That is so creepy. Get my attention with something major happening in one direction and something more subtle happening in another. Something that invites me to peek, but offers no answers, yet something which does not back away. Church, what are you doing here? How did you get out? I think I can climb over. Church, go back this instant. I get the achievement. Hey, Church. I'm very aware of what sounds like footsteps crunching on asbestos tiles and broken glass. Hey there, you. WTF? This time their faces are all scratched out. All but one. There are a lot of open gaps in the spaces where something might be watching me from. Okay, we can hold control to crouch. Huh. Somebody had a nice little haunt. Oh. Well, nice is one way of putting it. Technical assignment for content recording in abandoned school number 1. The location needs to be fully prepared before filming. On the morning of the 29th, I will sketch everything out, and right before shooting, we'll set up the cameras. Props should also be placed in advance. Introduction. Location, abandoned school. Shooting date, September 30th. Format, horror investigation. Objective, to create a chilling, immersive atmosphere using props and pre-recorded elements to bring the story of the cursed place to life. Props and setup. Important. Everything must be set up before recording. Stick to the checklist. Scatter old notebooks and textbooks. Main entrance boarded up. Place an old photograph inside a locker. Found online. Geography classroom. Newspaper article about the school's closure. Student photos, magazines, textbooks, or any relevant document. History classroom. Notes left by students, student photos, notebooks, textbooks. We won't be entering the history classroom. Main corridor and locker area. Set up lighting and sleeping bags. Position a camera tripod. Draw a hopscotch grid on the floor and eerie messages on the walls. Staircase to the second floor. Place an old doll for a creepy visual. The star of the show, Doll Masha. Hallway. Install cameras and lighting. Russian language classroom. Set up cameras, arrange dolls for effect. And on the second floor, place a second sleeping bag and install lighting. Restroom. On the floor, scattered photographs and torn diary pages. On the wall, the message, "Help me." Principal's office. Hang heavy chains on the door. Just like in that game about the foggy town. Nice Silent Hill 4 reference. So it seems like we're gonna have a hard time differentiating between what's actually abandoned here and what was actually dressed for the purpose of a video. They decided to goose it up. Wow, I must have really gotten into it. It's dark out already. Okay, we need to check out the part of the building where the light is on. It makes sense then that it would be on. Okay, we've already seen this. I guess that could set our mind at ease a little bit, but that doesn't explain all the noises we've been hearing. Still, it's... my God. Still, that's an interesting up and down in the story. We walk in and this place seems so creepy. But how could it be if people are always exploring here? You know, vagrants doing drugs and kids breaking in to smash stuff? Of course, it only makes sense that this place would have a reputation. We seem to believe something terrible did happen here. But the only thing is, if they came to capitalize on that reputation, then what happened to them? Of course, our protagonist from Summer of '58 wouldn't do this. Cabinet. I guess like a storage room? No. I guess in that case it's cabinet. Also no. Can we have a look at the camera itself? Did I just hear a door creaking open? I was looking at the infrared... I was looking at the LCD to see if I could see something coming towards me that I wouldn't be able to see with my eyes. But the batteries still be on. This must have been set up recently. Is this another one of the creepy found online photos? Someone crying there? Grisha, help me. That's Anya! I just need to hold on to you, to hear that everything will be okay. I really did love you. I just want to wake up as someone else and stop lying to myself. But this is my reality, no matter how awful it is. When it's late at night and the world is quiet, I think of you. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Oh my god! Oh. No chance that's Anya, I'd suppose. Or at least, not what I'd think of as her. Okay, I can get through here. I had a zoom button before, there we go. I don't know why Russians revere Christopher Lloyd so much. They got statues and portraits of him everywhere. A sledgehammer. Well, that goes against my urbex sensibilities, but this is a bit of a special circumstance. Also, another kitty. Hi. God, look at this detail. We even have a light switch that's partially torn out of the wall. Nothing to be seen. You got a whole ritual room in here. Howdy, you're turning to follow me. You're definitely turning to follow me. Let him use needles, but this looks like some kind of textbook page. Shrek, did you forget the flash drive again? What do you mean? I put it in the camera. So, ready to go? Let's do this. Why are you putting it away? It might get demagnetized. Makes sense. Seriously, stop nagging. Your disc might stop working later, but mine will be fine. Let's go. This game is amazing. I'm absolutely loving it. But I'm stuck on this one part with the scarecrow. The hook just doesn't catch. I'll definitely teach my daughter to play this when she's older. Hey everyone, it's Sen. Today my partner and I are heading to one of the creepiest, most terrifying places, an abandoned school. They say it's haunted by ghosts. And today, we'll find out just how scary it really is. While my partner sets up the lights, I'll tell you a couple of stories about this place. Oh. I'll edit that out. What's that? No idea. Go check it out. You check it. Come on, be a man, just go. So, what is it? Sash, what's going on? There's nothing here. Probably just rats. Rats, huh? Back in the 1930s, there was a psychiatric hospital here where dozens of patients died. Some couldn't take it and ended their lives, while others became victims of horrific experiments by the doctors. I saw you. Who are you trying to scare? We haven't even started, and this guy's already trying to freak me out. In In the 1950s, the building was shut down. 10 years later, it was demolished, and they built this school on the site. That's when the strange, creepy stuff started happening. On the very first day of school, during the opening ceremony, a student fell out of a window. Of course, they called it an accident. Sash, is that you? But soon, students started seeing figures in the hallways. The number of suicides began to rise. The whole school was engulfed in fear and despair. Even the teachers admitted something was terribly wrong here. Sash? Sash, is that you? Sash. Oh my god. Is that good? Yeah, it's fine. Need another take. Now let's move on. Cool, let's keep going. School was officially shut down in 1990, and since then it's been a hangout for teens and junkies. These abandoned hallways and empty classrooms hold not just echoes of the past, but traces of those hiding from the real world. So yeah, that's the story. That's the story, guys. I'm sure this episode is going to be creepy and interesting. That's the story. Sash? Sash, that wasn't in the script. Ready to keep going? What, scared of ghosts now? What did you see? Christ. I really hope I won't have to burn down the whole school, too. Grisha, you are fully equipped to be a horror protagonist, you know that? You see all that, and you don't decide to get out of Dodge? You don't decide to give up on your sister. But you are ready to knock this place down at the first sight of danger. I like you a lot. Can I praise that for a minute? That was really, really cool. It sort of reminded me of, like, Hell House LLC or Grave Encounters. That was super enjoyable, and, you know, I was looking at the subtitles a lot of the time, but I'm gonna have to go back and see if there was, like, anything hidden back there while they were exploring. I would watch a movie of that. Also, those of you who are native Russian speakers, I'm sorry, some of you have told me in the past that it's kind of hard to understand anything if I'm speaking over a language you understand, in a language you understand. Alright, what's my objective now? Find a way to escape the school. Yeah, I figured you'd do something like that. God. I know how you types operate. Teacher's teaching the class. You don't look like a mannequin and your eyes are like hers. Like you've been posed. I can hear her whispering toward the back. She wants you to throw me out of the class. She just doesn't like me. Please help me out. The crickets outside feel so distant. Okay, let's help you. Once more, all but one scratched out. That's unnerving. You know what? You're looking much worse for wear. You remind me of the ghost from Dead Silence. She's furious. She's gone is what she is. But I still can't go anywhere. Are you telling me to get back in and face her? You know, I guess it makes sense. I've just been through a similar situation. September 7th was the happiest day ever, because you finally moved into the building next door. Our protagonist from last time. To the moon and back, remember? Grisha, come here. Oh my god! We need to get out of here. You know what? Couldn't agree more. Is this gonna be open now? I'm telling you, when Emika Games does darkness, they really do darkness. There is something of a light to guide us, which I'm not entirely sure was there before. Still waiting for me, I see. This note's gonna be the same, right? Yeah. Is that a doll? It is. She looks like she's watching helplessly at something terrible about to happen. Who is that back there? I know where Anya is. Check the second floor of the school. But be careful. Olga Alexandrovna clearly doesn't like you being here. Church, what happened, buddy? Dude, are you really strong, or do you just not pay attention? Oh, that cat's back to business as usual. Which I guess is not to be unexpected. I guess we're checking the school courtyard now. We were on our way out, but we were given the reassurance that Anya really is here. And it's moving the equipment around independently. Which means it's documenting our journey. So just what is the horrible thing that happened here? I mean, it's entirely possible that Sen was just, spewing nonsense. But clearly it's something. One of those machines is going. But I can't get through. We've taken a new pose. You're watching me. The spirit of a teacher who does not like being disturbed. That's where we've got to start as far as what's going on here. She's even provided me with a way to come meet her. And you're her little messenger. There's probably something wrong with me. I don't understand why you showed that ambiguous drawing to your friends. Now everyone at school is staring at me, and I know what they're thinking. Let's look around a little bit. Balloons. Can I count on you, Ghost Girl, to actually still be here when I get back? That's what I thought. I knew I saw something for just a split second. More of their stuff. Principal's office. Hide the rope. We'll figure out where exactly later. Spread out some old documents. Place archive folders around. Still need to come up with a way to use the safe. I painted a fake door in one of the rooms. You'll need to figure out how to swap it in the shot. Also, seriously hope the local kids didn't trash the place. Shoot outline. Wait until it's dark. Tell the short version of the school's story. Make sure to memorize the lines. You make a noise to scare me. Then we explore the school. Go room by room according to the list. React naturally to anything we find. Connect it to the backstory. Discuss it. Feel free to improvise here. Film the scary surprise moments separately. You'll plant them beforehand. Final scene. Big reveal. Voice on the recorder. Don't forget to bring it. I'll say, I don't think we're alone here. Important. Check if the floors are safe. Be careful around any collapsed areas. Safety first. We're filming both POV and on a tripod. Ghost FX added later in editing. Test the flashlights and the sound speakers. We'll use them to make noise. This has to feel like a real investigation. Most important thing, don't screw it up. You know, it's easy to see this as making exploitative content, but, you know, under the right circumstances, it could be enjoyable for what it is. I mean, the idea of shooting a scary movie on location, which is effectively what they're actually doing, is kind of nice. It's the lying part that isn't so much. These guys came well prepared, but something went wrong. Actually, a bunch of things. Still haven't awakened your third eye? Tick-tock. Time's running out. One of the bloggers painted this door. I wonder what they were planning to show behind it. Okay, there's nothing on this floor. I need to go back towards the crying children. That's what I thought. Interesting little trick here. My God. They're broken. In other words. Still haven't awakened your third eye. Tick-tock, time's running out. A direct reference. Where am I? What is this place? It's like one way or another I passed through the fake door. Oh no. I can't even see the ceiling. What is this? This can't be part of the school, can it? Oh god, I can practically feel my shoulders brushing against the sides. This is so narrow. Oh, but it sounds like something else is moving around in here. No. Oh no, you're gonna make me come back. Oh my god. Things are moving behind me. Like... Those are not mannequin's eyes. no. Oh no, there's nowhere to go. Oh, you're playing with me. Unless I just missed this the first time around. But I don't think I saw the arrows either, or did I? I have no idea where I'm going. What's that? The clock. The hands. What was that? I don't know, but you're still here. Does that mean that the door is open now? The fake door, the one that the streamers drew on like yesterday. Where did I end up? Your memories of the place, maybe? Anya is no longer here, but you can stay with me. It looks like that's precisely what's happening. I saw what happened to Anya. There's no point in looking for her anymore. You're being subtitled straight off as Polina. So does that mean we know you? The exterior windows are bricked.
В 30-х годах на этом месте находилась психиатрическая клиника, где погибли десятки пациентов. Одни не выдержали и свели счеты жизни, а другие стали жертвами ужасных экспериментов.
You're not like those fools with the camera. I had to get rid of them so they wouldn't get in my way. So what am I like? My name was Polina. I used to be just an ordinary third-grade girl. One day, I simply raised my hand and asked to go to the bathroom. But Olga Alexandrovna said, no, there's not enough time before the bell. She thought it didn't matter. But for me, that was the end. I couldn't hold it in. And after that, nothing mattered anymore. The laughter that filled the classroom, I can still hear it ringing in my ears. That was the beginning. From that day on, I became an outsider, unwanted, dirty. For 5 years, I was a nobody. I pretended not to hear. Pretended it didn't hurt, but it did. Every single day.
Аня мертва.
Anya's dead.
Со мной.
Stay with me. So you and the teacher you perceive as having done this to you. Is the teacher here as well, or is that one of your projections? Autumn dance. Discoteca. Back in 9th grade, the autumn dance was the biggest event of the season. Everyone was getting ready for it. It felt like after the summer break, I was no longer an outcast. Like everything had changed. I didn't hear whispers behind my back anymore. That evening, they called me behind the school, offered me a sip of wine. They smiled. They hugged me. I believed it was finally over. He asked me for a slow dance. I smiled. And for a moment, everything felt right. Until it didn't. Was this some kind of cruel joke? Autumn evening. Maybe you didn't feel they were telling your story properly, that's why you were insulted by them. But maybe you think I'm someone who will listen. Help me. Only this time it's not the work of those idiots, as you put them. When he followed me into the bathroom, I didn't understand why. I didn't want it. I said no. But it's more than a cruel joke. But the walls didn't listen. Blood, tears, and then laughter behind the door. Their faces, their fingers, their words. Filthy. Sharp. I was shaking in the corner until I was alone. And then the mirror. And a whisper inside. How stupid I was to believe. I want it to end. So much more than a cruel joke. It was Olga Alexandrovna who found me. Or rather, my body. Lifeless. No longer feeling pain or fear. People talked about me for a few days, and then forgot. No one looked into what really happened. Everyone thought I was strange. There was no reason to look for anyone to blame. Except her. Olga Alexandrovna couldn't escape the guilt. She knew everything, but she did nothing. She tried to silence the thoughts. One day, she took just a few too many pills. By accident. Don't blame me for that. It all came full circle. Neither of you meant it, but both of you had a profound impact on each other's lives. Olga Alexandrovna tried to warn you, but she failed. If anything, you may be the worst of the two. Grisha, you have to remember me. You didn't do anything back then either. You were part of my class. You saw everything and said nothing. You just stood there, Like you didn't care. Looking at me through the lens, taking pictures. I was more than a bystander. Like I was just an object to you. Your camera was your shield, wasn't it? I wish I could help you find your sister. I really do. But I won't. No one helped me when I needed it. Now the camera's in your hands again. I wonder, will you finally get the shot right this time? I guess in our way we were able to convince ourselves that it wasn't as real, us being behind the lens. But she saw us crystal clear, and to her she was being made something to gawk at. Oh no. Oh my god. Do you really think you can just walk away? I can hear things moving around me. Church! You know you can't just run away from me. What did you hiss at? Come on, Church. Get me out of here. Oh, we are placing far too much weight on this cat right now. Oh, but he's actually kind of doing it. Grisha, I'm not letting you go that easily. No. Church, you little miracle worker. That was brilliant. That is probably the best executed I've ever seen a segment like that. Because not only was it completely dark, except for that split second of the flash, but those ghosts, they were always looming just on the edge, just in amid the clutter. And usually with other things to catch our attention first in the foreground so that our eye hits you second, when we can only see for a split second. Church, you are a very good kitty. Thanks, buddy. Church, are you trying to show me something? Yeah, cats can see your past sins. He won't necessarily forgive us, but he'll allow us to do what we need to do, I hope. Backpack. And the door. And a missing doll. You found Anya's backpack. There are not enough pages in the diary. Alice, I don't know what to do. This drawing, all the rumors, it's driving me insane. I feel like everyone's staring at me. Alice replies, I think you need to talk to Dima. Tell him how much it hurt you. Anya says, I don't want him thinking I actually care. Alice says, you guys haven't talked in a week. Anya, seriously, you need to stand up for yourself. Tell him to go to hell. Unless what they're saying about you is true. Anya says, of course it's not true. Fine, I'll talk to him. Tonight, when Dad leaves for work. Also, thanks. Those chains were put up by the bloggers. Then they must have had something to unlock them. I just hope they didn't hide the keys somewhere in the school. Their bag was lying not far down the hallway. I should check it. Maybe I'll find something useful there. Great. Church, Where'd you get off to, buddy? Either way, the evil doesn't seem to take issue with him. Oh, look at this. Graffiti in this place is truly something else. September 29th. I don't like what's happening between us. I'm sorry, but we can't be together anymore. Where are we going now? Gotta check the blogger's bag. Where? I just noticed that those chains only appear from one side. And the writing on the door. Director. Right, they said the principal's office. They also mentioned something about hiding a rope. Oh, the bag is right here under the table. I thought you were talking about the bag we saw earlier. Oh, that is hilarious. I won't have to look for the keys. Who cares where they're hidden? Seriously? Is this someone's idea of a joke? I think it is. There have been a few big jump scares in this, but I really like how most of it is actually much quieter. It doesn't even call your attention to every scare. And when it does, it's usually something like that, rather than just spawning a model in front of you. Anya, I don't even know how to look you in the eye after all the stuff I've done. I screwed you over with my stupidity, my weakness. The day before the main events. Is this the narrator from the Powerpuff Girls? Dima, September 29th. Yes, this is the protagonist of September 7th. I should have hidden the drawings from the start. Then they wouldn't have noticed them. Anya, I don't even know how to look you in the eyes after all the stuff I've done. I screwed you over. With my stupidity, my weakness. I wanted to look cool in front of the others, but all I did was show how pathetic I really am. I heard them laughing at you behind your back at school. Whispering in the hallways, staring, making dirty jokes, smirking. And it makes me sick knowing this all started because of me. You didn't deserve this, and I know no apology is going to fix what I did. Believe me, I don't need any friends if having them means betraying the one person that actually matters to me. I get it. There's probably no way you'll ever trust me again. But if even a tiny part of you still thinks I'm not completely lost, I'll do whatever it takes to prove it. Anya, I'm an idiot. I'm sorry. If you can forgive me. Dima. So I guess you used her as a model for your drawings and showed it to the rest of your friends. That's a pretty major trust violation. I guess it's like a lesser parallel of what happened at this school in the past. Tell you what, is that doll still here? We've been living here for 3 weeks. I guess that pretty firmly dates it. I'm just looking around to see if there's anything else we can interact with. I'll be honest, I don't quite remember how September 7th ended. Anya and Dima stand outside the building. It's evening. The streetlights cast a faint glow over their faces. Anya has her arms crossed. Her expression has a mix of exhaustion and disappointment. Dima looks at her with despair, his eyes filled with regret. I didn't want things to end up like this. Please, let's talk. I can't do this anymore, Dima. It's gone too far. Anya and Dima walk through a dense forest, a quiet distance hanging between them. Dima keeps his hands in his pockets, staring blankly ahead. Anya walks beside him, but it feels like she's completely alone. For a moment, silence settles between them. They decided to continue the conversation at the abandoned school, the place where they used to spend a lot of time. Dima and Anya climbed to the roof of the abandoned school. It was easier to talk where no one could see them, but the place brought back only dark memories. Anya stands at the edge of the roof, her face twisted in pain. She suddenly turns to Dima. Why do you show that drawing to your friends and lie to them about me, about us? They won't leave me alone now. Dima sits on an old broken desk. His shoulders are slumped, and he tries to meet Anya's eyes. Anya, I'm sorry. It's my fault. I don't even know why I did it. Dima slowly approaches Anya and wraps his arms around her from behind. Her shoulders are tense, but she doesn't pull away. They both look broken, unsure of how to move forward. Anya closes her eyes, as if trying to hide from the pain. What can I do to make things right? I don't know, Dima. I just want it all to stop. Anya lifts her eyes and looks down at the school courtyard. She sees a group of boys approaching, the same ones who have been harassing her at school. Her fists clench, fear flashing in her eyes. She remembers how Dima, trying to show off, shared a suggestive drawing of her and spread rumors about their relationship. Now, seeing Anya with Dima on the school rooftop, the boys start mocking them from below. Oh no. Why are they coming up here? Why now? The boys come up to the roof and stand in front of them. One of them smirks arrogantly, clearly ready to start something. The others back him up. We're just here to talk to Anya. We've got an interesting offer for her. Dima looks at the guys with confidence, trying to hold his ground. There's a threat in his voice. Get out of here. Anya's not going to talk to any of you. Anya panics. One of the guys grab her arm while the others surround her, blocking the way to Dima. She tries to pull away, terror written all over her face. What do you all want? Leave me alone! Don't move, or it's gonna get worse. Dima tries to help Anya, but the others hold him back. In a burst of desperation, he lunges at one of the guys, accidentally pushing Anya. She stumbles and falls off the edge. Anya's eyes are filled with fear. She can't fight back anymore. Why did this happen to me? Anya lies on the cold ground, her body motionless. In the distance, the boys' panicked voices echo. Their fear fills the air, but Anya doesn't hear them anymore. What have we done? Dima rushes down to Anya, pain and regret written all over his face. His eyes are wide. He's just realized what happened. Tears stream down his cheeks. He can't stop them. Anya, I'm so sorry. I was supposed to protect you. The guys surround Dima, their faces filled with aggression and fear. One of them starts talking, his voice harsh and forceful. Quit crying like a baby. We need to do something. Another guy looks at Dima, his voice colder now, with a threatening edge. You're gonna take her and hide her. Otherwise, we'll tell everyone it was your fault. Dima stands in silence, lost in thought, quietly listening to their threats. Everyone hoped the situation would somehow resolve itself. No one wanted to take responsibility for what had happened. Dima carries Anya in his arms, walking away from the abandoned school. His face is filled with guilt and determination. The air around them is heavy with emptiness. Anya looks lifeless in his arms, her body limp and motionless. I'll help you, Anya. But for now, this is the only way. Back to Grisha. I'm sure this Dima knows where Anya is. This all just happened. God, it's 2 stories of someone suffering because of others' cruelty and carelessness. They all thought it was a fun joke. And it's all because they didn't see the person as a person. I can't tell if that's a mannequin or a mummy. For a mummy, you've got pretty good reflexes, I'll give you that. Out of every Emika game I've played so far, I have to say, this is the one that's by far the most ambitious and definitely the most impactful with its story. I mean, a lot of the time, they'd been really more of an excuse plot, a reason to have you shift back and forth between jump scares, but here, it really does feel like the story comes first, and the rest is more stylized means to deliver it. A tragic incident occurred during the traditional fall dance at secondary school number 1. One of the students was found unconscious in the restroom shortly after the event ended. School staff immediately called for medical assistance, but paramedics pronounced her dead at the scene. The girl had inflicted fatal injuries on herself using shards of a broken mirror. According to witnesses, the dance itself was uneventful. However, most students who were present that evening have declined to comment on what happened. Something is clearly being kept quiet. Classmates say the girl had previously been a target of bullying. The school administration has declined to make a statement, but assures that an internal investigation will be conducted. It's easier to forget than to admit you were wrong. That's the moral of the game. Of course, it's kind of rich, delivered by this protagonist. Oh, we've just squeezed by. The blogger's technical assignment mentioned a rope in the principal's office. Now we need to figure out where they hid it. I see you looking up at me. Look, there's a little figurine in the drawer. Another delivery. Did I just see movement? Okay, where's that rope? This was the room. I really don't think we should have put this down so readily. But you've always shown me to good things. It's not going to open, but we have a key to something. Where would they have hidden a rope? I just heard singing from somewhere. No, but seriously, where does one hide a rope? Does all this still count as the office? Does it matter? What is it? Some kind of wind-up bit? Handle. They locked this in here? It's been several weeks since the tragic incident at the fall dance, when a student from school number 1 was found unconscious in the restroom. No official investigation has taken place. No one has been held responsible. The school administration has remained silent, and the students aren't talking. Classes continue as usual. There's no new information about the girl. Her name is no longer spoken in the hallways. I'm ashamed that I didn't take it seriously, and that this tragedy didn't teach us anything back then. And now history is repeated. I'll use the rope to climb down. Okay, bit impatient on your part. Hey. Thanks for getting that for me. Alright, we're back to objective 1. Find a way out of the school, but... I mean, I've glossed over the fact we're not looking for our sister, we're looking for a body. Probably hidden somewhere nearby. But we've been in this room before. And now that we've got the story, we're being shown the door. I'm gonna kill it, and I don't know it. Anya's dead. Stay with me. Church. Oh my god. Let's go. Church, you still here, buddy? No, of course you went on ahead. Remember, we know that these things are perfectly capable of following us home. Church, how are you doing this? Who am I kidding? Everyone knows cats have spooky powers as well. They're creatures of the night, after all. Looks like the gates are locked from the inside. I'll have to find another way. You can climb that. I'm certain you can climb that. If I find some boards, I can get over the fence. How about this crate right here? How about this crate? Push it against the wall. There's a gap in the barbed wire. A fallen pole. Just so many things you can use. So many things other than going back. Oh, good. Right here. I was gonna say, are you really gonna go against the advice of the cat? After Grandpa found out that Anya was missing, he probably left his shift. But why didn't anyone cover for him? That's the question you're asking right now? Alright, now we have to look around the garage complex. We were specifically told, don't go to the garage. This flashlight isn't too useful at long range. But she's here somewhere, isn't she? Anywhere else I can look? Church, buddy. Where are you taking me? Key broke in the lock. Find a way to retrieve the broken key. Search the guard shack. There might be some useful tools inside. Will do. I'm guessing that's up there. Grandpa always hid the keys somewhere nearby. Perhaps in these shoes? No, that's actually a pretty ingenious spot. We're still at this, huh? There's the cutting tool. Did that do something? It seems like it did. And I guess some WD-40. Or something like that. Well, now we've got all the tools we need. Let's get out of here. This place is giving me the creeps. I don't know, maybe after what happened, this is the fate we deserve, but she doesn't. The ghost may not have done this, but it still feels, I don't know, it's too appropriate. Another fuse. Oh no. So that's where you were leading me, Church. You knew where Anya was all along. It's like they're protecting her, comforting her. Who's there? Dima, you've got a lot of explaining to do. Open the door, please. I can't figure out how they found me. Okay. I'll open it now. Grisha. Hey, how's Mom doing? Is everything okay with her? Give her a hug for me and tell her I've got an amazing news. I found Anya. She's alive! She's in the hospital right now, but the doctors say she's gonna be okay soon. You know what's crazy? She was saved by cats. They stayed with her the whole time, keeping her warm. And our cat Church? He barely left my side this whole time. It's like he knew where to go. Like he was helping me find the way. Oh my god. I'll tell her right away. Mom's stable, but she's really worried. Did Anya say what happened to her? Yes, she told me everything at the hospital. Turns out she had a fight with her boyfriend, Dima. They met the night she disappeared. Anya wanted to talk about everything that had happened between them. They chose to meet in an abandoned school, but there they ran into their classmates. These guys started mocking Anya, insulting her, and even tried to harm her. Dima tried to protect her, but in the struggle he accidentally pushed her off the roof. Anya suffered a serious concussion and lost consciousness. The others panicked and threatened Dima, saying they'd tell their version of the story if he didn't help them hide her in abandoned garages. Scared, he agreed, but when the police confronted him, he confessed everything. And ultimately, he is to blame for this. He deserves this. Even after everything, he still put himself before her. Grisha, that's awful. I'm so sorry. I think you should talk to your dad about bringing Anya here as soon as she's discharged. Your mom would be so happy. Maybe it'll help her calm down. At least a little. I need to find the right words. Dad shouldn't blame himself. He warned her that Dima wasn't someone she should get involved with. Two weeks later. We're playing as Anya. It's so strange to, first of all, right now, as a main focus of this story, where a secondary unseen character in September 7th, but also our protagonist from that game is, well, the villain here, effectively. Or one of them. Really, there's a lot of people to blame and everything that went wrong in these stories that all converge here. Here, it's more than just shallow references. Like, these really are connected in a way that is satisfying without being a direct sequel. This moment, and all future moments, brought to us by cats. What are we looking for? I guess we're done with Dima. I hate. The drawing in the room was crumpled. All our notes returned to us. Unlike Polina, we get the chance to move on. But that's up to us. Anya, there's something I have to tell you. Someone at the school had been leaving me torn out pages from your diary. Pages about what happened. They helped me find you. I was searching for you piece by piece, and your diary was the only thread that still connected us. I had to read those pages to understand what really happened. I'm sorry. Maybe I thought I knew what pain was. That I didn't have any secrets of my own. But while I was trying to find you, something came back to me. Something I had pushed away long ago. Moments I used to think were harmless, nothing serious. Everyone does that. But the truth is, I hurt someone too. I was just like the rest of them. I just didn't want to admit it before. But now I guess it doesn't matter anymore. You probably wanted to forget those memories, to erase them. But I want to give them back to you. Not to bring back the pain, but to show you that you're stronger than you think. Maybe now you'll see not just old scars, but a part of yourself that found a way to move forward. And remember, you're not alone. We're always waiting for you. When you're ready, just come back. Grisha. I'm just a game. I can't change the world, but you can. Bullying isn't a story, it's real. Don't stay silent. Don't look away. Don't be indifferent. Pieces of me.
Мое прошлое шепчет, мысли обречены, касание вечного, я сломлена, как и ты. Ты хочешь остаться, спросила себя, не надо собраться, я тону, не дыша. Мое прошлое шепчет, чужие слова гаснут, но мне не легче. Я не хочу оставаться. Соберу все осколки, оставленные для тебя. Мне больше не больно, я отпускаю себя. Дыхание тихое, душа больше не горит. Разбужу себя мысленно. Мне пора идти.
Oh, there's more. Why the camera? I just want to check how long the battery lasts. Smart. Good job. Good job. Alright, why are we here? We're here to talk about the plan. The most important thing is that everything looks natural. Naturally. Yeah, it's... The main thing is not to overact. We're just telling the story like we've known it for a long time, that's it. It's better to memorize the script. No improvising. I remember. An abandoned building. Before that, it was a school. Before that, it was a psychiatric hospital. By the way, I rewatched a lot of different movies, and this is seriously a top idea. You're amazing, Sonya. You're awesome. Well, an old building, weird rumors. It's all just, you know. And what's the most important thing? That there's absolutely no lying. Well, almost no lying. I mean, theoretically, something like this could have happened, right? It could have. You'll be walking around the location, creating some noises, some sounds. That'll all add to the atmosphere. And this whole thing, it's gotta work. Yeah, the atmosphere should work on its own. If we do everything right, the audience, they'll start imagining things we didn't even plan for. Okay, about preparation. Look, I suggest we meet on the 29th. Tomorrow. Heck yeah, tomorrow. Tomorrow. Do you really need a calendar for that? I'm a busy person. I plan a year ahead, so tomorrow we meet for what? To go there and remove any unnecessary stuff that could, you know, clear out all the small things. Yeah, everything that needs to be discovered should be set up before filming. So you're in charge of the prep list. I have no idea what that is. Well, technical assignment. Okay, Sonia, I got it. I've already written more than half. I'll finish it today, I swear. I swear, Sonia, it'll be done today. Everything will be done today. I'll finish it. Tomorrow morning at 10. I'll come over. We'll do a final run through, and then we go. Yeah, this should be awesome. Yeah. The main thing, not to screw it up. Alright, let's go. I'm starving. So that was Pieces of Me. And what can I say? Bravo. I think that was your best work, Emika Games. I mean, with the live action stuff being so creepy and cool, so many more subtle scares in addition to the heart-stopping, like, jump scares. And once again, just an incredible environment and soundscape, but also the soundtrack I feel like was another notch up in this one. Having that guide of the kitty, it's weird. It told a very dark and real story and used it to convey a real message. And it did all that in a way that sort of meshed with whimsy. It's almost like a dark, realistic fantasy, weirdly. It's cool because it kind of addresses the viewer on a couple of levels that could be different depending on their own experience. Whether you're someone who was bullied or is bullied, whether you're someone who may have participated in that stuff yourself, and maybe even get someone who has regrets like that to do some self-reflection. I really like that this story is not focused on the ones who were actually perpetrating the worst of it, but those who thought they were better than that. Those who stood by. Those who took pictures. Those who thought that, okay, I've screwed this up, but I need to make sure that I avoid consequences because I didn't do this, I don't deserve this, I'm a good person, right? And I think part of the brilliance of having one of the characters involved in this be the protagonist of a previous game is that we've already got that in where we want to like them. We've already been through something with them. And it even begins with them trying to make amends for something that they knew they did wrong. It's always kind of heartbreaking to see that happen, where you know that they wanted to be better, but in the end their flaws just have them repeating mistakes, even doing something worse than before, while still being able to convince themselves that it's not really their fault. Because sure, we can blame those guys who created that situation and who threatened Dima in the first place, and sure, they are probably the most culpable, arguably, but even still, Dima's the one who created the situation of her being bullied in the first place, and worst of all, he covered up this whole thing and essentially decided that he would rather take the chance of having her die than have any of this blow back on him, and that is unforgivable. That was excellent work, and like I said, it really felt like the story was front and center here, and the horror game was just a nice, effective means to deliver that message in a more palatable way. And if you like this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more creepy and comfy content. If you have any ideas for other videos you think I should do, the best place to suggest that will be at the Discord, which I will link in the description. If you want to try this game out for yourself, that link will also be in the description. If you want to support me on Patreon, that link will be in the description. And as always, I will see you in the next one.